Hey again and welcome back to a new video. A new video means new patch somehow, right? We have the upcoming RWBY patch and I will be talking about, but the patch will be so big that I will split the video into multiple parts. They should all come online at the same time, but I just wanted to make the videos not as long, so that's why you have multiple parts you can watch about the update show or about the patch notes. As everyone knows who watches my content, I love to talk about balance changes, so the videos will mainly be about the balance changes, but I also want to quickly go about some cosmetics, at least the skins, so you have an understanding what skins you can get in the upcoming patch. Let's quickly go over the skins before I start talking about the balance changes. So in the crossover pairs you have 4 different skins. Your instant unlock is Ruby Rose Vora, then your level 9 unlock is Yang Xiao Long Imani, level 19 unlock Blake Belladonna Sadi, and your level 29 unlock is Vaishnav Furia. Besides those skins given by the event pass, you also are able to buy some skins directly or through chest. One skin is Salem Ceres, then you also get Crow, Braun and Corvus, and the last skin you can get this patch is Stellar Witch Lilith. Besides that, they add Digital Inara into Prime Gaming as a reward. Besides the skins, you obviously can also unlock some avatars, some sprays and stuff like that, but I won't show it here because I don't know. Just go in the game and look at it yourself. Okay, before I actually start talking about balance, I want to talk about 2 minor things I really like for this upcoming patch, or I'm looking forward to actually test out. So through a limited time mode, we are able to play unfinished maps or test maps again. They used to be a thing, you could queue up for them in the past, but at some point they took it out, so I'm really glad they bring it back in, because I don't know, it was really fun. And for example, I actually played Bazaar before it came out, so it is really nice to see some of the upcoming maps. And the other thing I'm really looking forward to is new custom options, so you're able to customize your own games a little bit more. That means, for example, you're able to disable the health regen, so you basically get stuff like Overwatch, so playing and hoping for heals. I mean, you can't pick up any health packs, but you get the idea, right? You're able to choose the global cooldown reduction, so put it down. I don't know if you can put it up, but you can just play around it, so just reduce all cooldowns, give you and your team free chronos, enemy team as well, obviously. Global movement speed increase, in-hand attack, damage amplifier, starting credits, so increase the credits you start with, so put it just at max to buy every item you want. I don't know, ultimate cooldown, so as you can see, you can just play around as much as you want, or at least a little bit more as you could before in the past. So I'm really looking forward to this to test it out. Before I start talking about champion-specific changes, I want to talk about general changes, so they are working for all cards or for items, stuff like that. So they changed all Killing Blow cards to Elim cards. But what does it mean? What's the difference between Killing Blow and Elim? That's basically pretty easy. Killing Blow means you took the last HP from the enemy, and Elim means you either dealt some damage to the enemy at some point as well, or you heal the one who killed the enemy. So they changed it. That means in the past, you needed the Killing Blow to activate your card, so get some cooldown reduction, get your ammo back, stuff like that. But now it is enough to only get the Elim, so to say, so they buff those cards in some way. I will be talking about the cards when talking about the champions, but for now I want to say this is mostly buffed to flanks, I guess, because those cards are mainly working on flanks, or most flanks have those cards proccing or used to proc on kills, now activating on Elims. So for now, I think it's a pretty good buff, because there's always been some champions, some flanks, who, I don't know, who were really strong when they get the cooldown reduction, so when they get a kill. And now not needing the kill, so only getting a limb, makes it even easier for them to keep rolling. So the most playstyles for those flanks or for those cards are, I don't know, just go in, cooldown get the cooldown reduction, just keep rolling. So now, not needing the kill makes it even better for them, so they buffed flanks in some way. Alright, it's time to talk about the item changes. I think we all can agree that it is really frustrating to play against Haven veteran meta. So basically, you're not able to kill anything because it just takes way too long. Everyone has way too much HP or way too much DR, so they're trying to nerf this a little bit. They increased the cost of Haven from 300 to 350. Besides that, they also buffed the value to 6%, 12%, 18%. To be honest, I don't know why they buffed the value, because it is already a strong item in my opinion, so that also means when you get those cards even though you need more credits, it is even more annoying, it is even stronger. So I don't know, we have to see how this works out, but I guess it's definitely good to increase the price. Besides Haven, they also changed Veteran, so increased the cost from Veteran from 200 to 300, so same thing, increased the price but also increased the value to 5.5, 11 and 16.5%. So same thing, even though it's more expensive, you have more value in it. So even though you manage, like on long lasting games, you manage probably to get full Haven, full Veteran, it's even more annoying. Even though you need more credits, it's even more annoying. Besides that, I personally feel like they should just change Veteran as an item again, because it's not healthy for the game. It's not healthy to increase HP of champions who are not supposed to have increased HP. That's my take on it, because there are for sure some champions who should not be able to increase their HP. I think it's fine for tanks to increase the HP, because tanks are already tanky. So increasing the HP, fine for me. They also have HP cards. So if you don't want to use HP cards, you can buy Veteran. Fine for me. You can use your card points on other cards. I guess that's a good take, in my opinion. But some flanks or DPS supports, for example, should not be able to be that tanky. So just change the item itself, just change Veteran again. That's my take on it. Next item is Guardian, increasing the scaling value from 7.1421% to 8.1624. I mean, yeah, Guardian is not a good item, but if it would be a good item, it would be annoying, because everyone hates shooting shields. So if you make the item viable, it is gonna be annoying. It is gonna break the game in some way, because you have to focus shooting shields. So just, I don't know, same thing as for Veteran, take it out again. Make a different, I don't know, effect on that item. It's not healthy for the game, in my opinion. We currently have it on a scaling value where it's not good, but I think it's good that it is not good, because if it would be, as I said, it's gonna be annoying. Everyone hates shooting shields, so change it. It's, I don't know, just change it. Illuminate also gets increased cost. It goes up from 150 to 175. Okay, I guess. But even though Illuminate counters some invisible champions in some way, I think it's not as good as some people might think. Cause if the enemy team or the enemy player manages to use their stealth wisely, or I don't know, knows how to use their stealth, Illuminate won't do much against it. Besides that, you also have champions who are mostly not close to you to actually get value out of that. Imagine playing against the Strix, just staying behind, using his stealth, being invisible, and you get shot out of invisibility. Yeah, okay, you have Illuminate, what now? You can't do anything against it or about it unless you flank him. So I don't know, this won't help against such champions. Also, I don't know, 7 grappling to the wall. Yeah, okay, you have Illuminate, doesn't work, won't help you a lot because he's too far away. So I think, okay, they nerfing Illuminate because they increased the cost, but in my opinion it's not as strong as some people think. We all can agree that Provision sucked, so the devs also realized it's a bad item, so they changed it. Instead of Provision, you now have Lethality, and Lethality increases your movement speed by 20, 40, 60% for 2.5 seconds after getting a limb, and I really like that card, or that item. I think it's pretty good. I don't know how much it stacks up with Nimble, but I like it. Probably pretty good for flanks, DPS, to rotate, also for supports to rotate. But I really like to see it on my core, to be honest, because there is this card like Rampage, also increasing your movement speed after getting a limb. But I started not using this because I rather use my points on other cards. But now I can use my new loadout in some way and still use Rampage in some way, because I can just buy Lethality. So pretty good. Just keep rolling in your ultimate, stuff like that, or just keep rolling. I really like it. I mean, it's not only for my core, it's a good item, but especially for my core, I'm curious to test it out. I really want to play this. I like it. I like the changes. Alright, let's start talking about champion specific changes, and in this video I will be talking about damage and flank champions, and the next video will be about support and tank champions. So if you're only interested in this, skip the rest of this video, watch the next video, whatever. No, just kidding. I'm not telling you what to do, just quick info for you. So let's start. Let's talk about Enjoxys. For Enjoxys, they changed his main kit a little bit. So they basically put Cursed Revolver talent changes in his base kit. So your base kit revolver now is fire an automatic revolver dealing 550 damage every 0.5 seconds, has a maximum count of 6 and is fully effective up to 50 units. So they slightly decreased this damage because it would be too strong to have the Cursed Revolver talent plus another talent, so that's why they basically slightly nerfed his damage, but I guess it's a good change. And they obviously changed Cursed Revolver, so you now have damage over time. So your revolver applies an effect that lasts for 2 seconds, dealing damage every 0.15 seconds that increases damage the longer it remains on the enemy. Maximum damage per hit is 50, they changed it after PDS to 30. So this is basically Quackshot. So talking about Strix, Quackshot, everyone knows that legendary, I think. So you hit someone, you do tick damage over time. I think it's a good change. It helps Andrew to have a little bit more poke. It helps him to do a little bit more, apply a little bit more pressure over range, do a little bit more damage over range. So I think overall it's a good change. I can see that some people might not like it because your weapon is not as strong as it used to be. Obviously, you can't just go in 2-tap or 3-tap someone when hitting headshot. So I guess for people who really, I don't know, it's only about Enjoxys Banes, but people having a more or less good aim, I guess it's harder to make work, or it's at least not as easy to make work. But I guess overall for the average players, it's a good change. Yeah, he also got some card changes, but whatever, let's just skip that, because then otherwise the video would be too long. Let's talk about Betty. They buffed her grenade launcher, increased direct damage hit from 6 to 650, or 600 to 650, increased indirect hit damage from 510 to 560, and increased the reload speed by 10%. I like it. They buffed her weapon. She felt a little bit underwhelming against some champions, so I really like that it got buffed. I would like her fire rate a little bit quicker, cause for the ones who also play Overwatch, I don't know, she shoots a little bit slower than Junkrat, and this is messing up my aim a little bit while playing her. So I wish she would shoot a little bit faster, but I guess that's just personal preference. But overall, I like the changes. They also changed Hail of Bombs a little bit, decreased the damage per explosion by 20, so from 390 to 370, and reduced the knockback per explosion by 25%. I really like the knockback reduction, because for me, I don't know, it's so stupid. You're standing in her queue, in her little bomb, whatever explosion thingy, and you're just getting knocked around. I hate it. I hate it. Change it. Thank you that you nerf it. I like it. I don't know about the damage change or damage nerf. I think it's okay, because I'm not too sure, but I think it could one-shot if you took like all damages or all bombs. So I think it's a good change. They power shift a little bit, make her weapon stronger, make her abilities weaker. I don't know, I like it, I like it. Besides changing the effect of kill cards to limb cards, they also changed mid-air and accuracy. So they basically removed mid-air and accuracy for many champions. I'm not sure if it's like every champion now, but they removed it for a lot of champions, which I really like. It shouldn't be like that, I don't know. It wasn't satisfying, so they removed it for BK. They also changed his uncontrolled card, reduce your active cooldowns by 8% after getting in the limb. So as you can see, this probably used to be a kill card, so you now only need to get in a limb to get the cooldown reduction, and this is a pretty good card, 8% per level. So if you put like 5 points into it, 40% cooldown reduction for just getting in a limb, I don't know, sounds pretty good to me. And while talking about cooldown reduction cards or limb cards, let's talk about Bug. Stomping Ground, reduce all your active cooldowns by 12%. They changed it after PDS to 40%. So reduce all your active cooldowns by 40% after getting a limb. I guess, I mean, good change, right? But I can see it being really strong. As I told you before, for flanks it's probably the best. So let's just talk about Bouncer's Bug. The main idea for Bouncer's Bug is you go in, you had to get the kill. So it's just, you play risky. But if you're good or if you're lucky, sometimes you have to get lucky because your teammates steal or stole your kill. So, but high risk, high reward, right? So you would be able to do a pentakill with just getting the cooldown reduction and keep rolling, jumping on enemies, get the kill, pentakill. But if you didn't get the kill, yeah, what did you do? You just jumped in the enemy team. You just did what you never want to do. So as you can see, yeah, okay, you now only need to get the limb, so it doesn't matter if someone steals your kill. You just can keep rolling, so that's why it can be a little bit dangerous to change it in that way. But I think overall it's a good change. I hope it's a good change. I want to believe it's a good change. And I don't know, I'm happy about this change. Let's talk about Cassie. They only changed one thing about Cassie, but I'm already so hyped about this. They changed Megaton. Hell yeah, they reworked it. So not only decreasing the value, whatever. I don't know, fuck that card. I don't know. I don't like it. No one likes it. I had like, whenever we played against her on stream, against the Cassie using Megaton, I was like, yeah, shit, I don't have any respect for that Cassie. Let's just, I don't know, try to focus here. I don't know, I hate people abusing stupid bugs. I mean, it wasn't a bug. In some way it was. It didn't work as intended or as the description said, and it worked in a worse way for the enemy player in some way. It was just stupid. So I'm really glad they changed it instead of applying knockback, whatever. And forget that. Forget your past trauma about Megaton Cassie. Now increase the explosive radius of blast shot by 5% whatever. I guess, okay, it's a good card now, and it feels way better than it used to before. Obviously, for the Cassie using that card, yeah, okay, sad, but whatever. It's an annoying card. Never use annoying cards. That's stupid. We're just playing for fun, right? Dredge also got some quality of life changes, so they removed the mid-air inaccuracy on his cursor wizard, so his main weapon and his harpoon. So I think I haven't explained it before, but mid-air inaccuracy basically means that when you're in the air, jumping, falling down, whatever, your crosshair shows on the enemy body, but you're not shooting there because you have a mid-air inaccuracy. So now the change is basically your crosshair is pointing on the enemy and you're also hitting the enemy when you're being in the air, when you're being mid-air. So it's a quality of life change. I really like it. I think it always should have been like that. Besides that, they changed his quicken slightly, they buffed it, so reduced the time to activate from 1.7 seconds to 1.45 seconds. We have to see how it works out. I guess it messes up some timings, but I guess overall good change. I like it. And let's talk about Jorgos. Jorgos also got some cooldown reduction changes, so Thrill of the Hunt now reduced the cooldown of thrust by 13% after getting in a limb. I guess that's pretty good for Jorgos. I don't mind at all. I mean, obviously he can stay more in the air, but I guess that's what's fun about Jorgos, right? Staying in the air and not having to use like worm jets, whatever. I think I like this change even more than for Bug, because for Bug I can see some things being scary about it, as I explained early on, but for Jorgos I really don't mind. I really like it. And while talking about the cooldown reduction, etc., let's just talk about Eevee as well, because Eevee got also a lot of changes regarding cooldown reduction when having a limbs instead of kills. So increase your movement speed by 8% for 4 seconds. 4 seconds is actually a lot after getting a limb. Then reduce your active cooldowns by 8% after getting a limb, same as for Bark, but it's not that high on scaling. And last one, reduce your cooldown of Soar by 13% after getting a limb. So this is only a specific card. This has a higher value, but only is for Soar, but this is basically for Snorglow players. So I like the changes. They buffed Eevee in a good way, I guess. I mean, flanks, especially Eevee, have a rough time because we have a lot of strong hit scans, or they added a lot of strong hit scans. So changing that, buffing her in some way, and not, I don't know, buffing her too much is a good way. So as for all card changes regarding kills, limb reduction, whatever, good changes. Alright, let's talk about Kin. She got a lot of changes. So they changed her sniper rifle, her unscoped version, decreased the damage from 180 to 170. Her sniper mode also got a little bit changed, so increased the time to fully charge a shot. Instead of 1 second, you now need 1.2 seconds. I think that's fine. 1 second was a little bit too fast to scope or to charge your shot, so I'm glad they changed it. in the original patch note is also written down decreased accuracy in the air, and after jumping it doesn't go live. They changed it after PDS. I'm glad they changed it because they basically remove mid-air accuracy for every other champion but added in for Nessa. That doesn't make any sense. That's, I don't know. I'm glad it doesn't go live. So Transporter, reduce the time before you teleport from 1.1 seconds to 0.95 seconds, so they decreased it slightly. I guess that's good. It's a good buff. Pressure mines. Mines will no longer target mounted enemies, so you can't get dismounted, at least in theory. Let's see if it works. You can't get dismounted by Nether mines, which is good, which is really good in my opinion. Reduce projectile speed by 20%. Okay, well, let's just say mines will no longer target mounted enemies. It's good for the enemy team. It definitely is bad for Nessa because it was a good way to utilize your mines, but whatever. And they changed oppression a little bit, now also increases the cooldown of oppressor mines by 2 seconds. I mean, oppression is an annoying legendary to play against, but it is not good in my opinion. I mean, obviously you, I don't know, end up shooting mines or destroying mines, but I don't know, it's not good. It won't get as much value as the other legendary, so I think it's just annoying, but it's not, yeah, it's not overpowered or something, it's just annoying. Also the visual clutter on the screen is mostly annoying for me, but yeah, that's it's just annoying to play against. And they changed her card a little bit, reduced the scaling value of generator 1.5 seconds down to 1.2 seconds, and power supply reduced scaling value from 12% to 8%. So I guess, yeah, fine for now, I guess. As I said, I don't understand every change, but I guess overall they're good changes for Nessa. They're good changes. Alright, quality of life change for Lex, but not for Lex himself, only for the enemy team. So let me talk about it. Retribution. So whenever you're marked by Lex, you now have a UI element on your screen. So same as for Corvus, when you're marked by Corvus, right, you see it on your screen that you're marked by him. This is basically what they added for Lex. If you're Lex retribution target, you now have an indicator. So you know when you have to be careful, because he plays like Discovery increased damage to you. So then you definitely don't want to push the Lex, or you definitely want to think about, I don't know, activating an ability to have DR, whatever. Just be careful against it. I mean, quality of life change, definitely good to have that indicator. I like the change. Alright, let's talk about a limb or a kill to a limb change I don't like, because let's just say they changed it for Lian as well. Reduce your active cooldowns by 8% after getting a limb. This is a weird change in my opinion. In the past it used to be a kill card. So in the past, reduce your active cooldowns by 8% after getting a kill. But they changed it because it was too strong. It was annoying, they nerfed her, they changed it. Instead of kills you needed the limbs. But now they changing it back to limbs. So I don't understand why, because this was something being too strong or being too annoying. So the devs decided to nerf it, but now because they're changing this card or those cards, type of cards again, they buff her again. I don't like that. I don't understand it why. Like, you could have just said we buffed the other cards instead of Lian because we decided to nerf her because it was too strong. But no, they added in. So I don't know. Let's see. Maybe it won't end up being the same. But in my opinion, I don't like that change. Alright, Octavia also gets a little bit of power shifting, so they nerfed her distortion field obviously because it was a little bit too overtuned, I think, a little bit too strong. So it decreased the radius from 25 to 20 units, reduced the duration from 4 seconds to 3.5 seconds. I guess that's fine. I mean, only a slight nerf, but I guess overall it's good. But they also changed her marksman rifle, so her main weapon decreased the weapon damage from 450 to 435, but they increased the effective range. So you now are a little bit stronger over range. Instead of 125 units, you can shoot 150 units until you get damage fall off. And increase the minimum damage done at maximum range from 50% to 55%. So as you can see, they try to make it a little bit stronger over range to be able to, I don't know, keep up with other backline DPS. And they changed her leap a little bit, so made it a little bit easier to use. Quality of life change. Players can now use the jump key to stop in the air, which is good. I like it. Good change. Shalin changes a little bit of nerf on Sand Trap. Now also increases the cooldown of Impeller Arrow by 1 second. Fine. I still don't like the legendary. I don't know. It should get nerfed. I mean, it's a beginning. It's good to also decrease to increase the cooldown, but I don't know, having an area cripple is really strong. I don't like that, but I guess that's all we get for now. But good change so far. Let's talk about Sky. She gets a little bit buffed, so or not. I mean, yeah. Let's see. Her preparation legendary gets changed, so now it is while a hidden is active, so your invisibility. Reduce the damage you take by 75% and increase your movement speed by 20%, but reduce the maximum duration of hidden to 2 seconds before PDS. After PDS they changed it to 3 seconds, and the duration of hidden cannot be increased. I can imagine this being really good. Besides, they also changed Illuminate, so they nerfed Illuminate a little bit because they increased the cost. So I don't know, a good patch for Sky, I guess. Like having 75% damage reduction while being invis, and also remember, invis cannot be broken anymore when dealing damage to an invisible target. So in the past you could break invisibility when you shot like a Strix being invis, but now you're granted to be 3 seconds invisible, having 75% damage reduction. I don't know, but this seems pretty strong to me. I have to look into a lot of cards to think about cooldown reduction, etc. Also, I know that there's a card which grants you invisibility when you're falling below a certain percentage. So you have at least two abilities granting you invisibility. So your normal movement ability, and when you're getting lower, so two options to get 75% damage reduction is pretty good in my opinion. Pretty good change for Sky. Besides that, I don't really know if she needed that. Like, yeah, okay, she's not in the best spot, but she can work, and I don't know. Let's see. Let's just see. Strix got a HP increase from 2000 to 2150. I guess that's fine. He's not in the best spot. I'm glad he's not in the best spot. I don't want to go into meta again where Strix is strong or too strong, I don't know. So I guess, yeah, that's fine. But I really like the next changes for Tip. So Tip gets buffed. Bladed Chakrams increase damage on direct hit from 650 to 675 and increase the damage on bounce from 500 to 525. Same as for Betty, they buffed his weapon a little bit. I like it. They also changed Heavy Blade, increased projectile speed by 6%. We have to see how this feels, because sometimes it can mess up your muscle memory, your timings, etc. So let's see, but I guess overall good change. And also Crouching Tiger reduces the cooldown by 2 seconds, so instead of 14 seconds, now 12 seconds. Whatever. Okay, but I really like the weapon changes. Besides buffing some projectile champions, they're also buffing hit scan, so increasing the damage the hit scans do. So increase the damage from Tyra from 105 to 115. They also changed it for Victor, so when using your normal weapon, your assault rifle, increase the damage from 135 to 140. When using the burst mode talent, you have increased damage from 200 to 210. And for Vivian, they increased the damage from 160 to 165 and also increased the effective range from 90 to 95. Right, let's talk about Vatu. They reduced the effectiveness of the damage reduction during dash from 60% to 50%. In my opinion, they could just remove it because it's really hard to time and most players unintentionally probably get value out of it, but it's really hard to use it intentionally to get damage reduction. And I think not every player knows about that. But yeah, you have a little bit of you have damage reduction for a little bit of time after using dash or while using your dash. Besides that, some 7 changes. So changed his automatic weapon, increased the damage from 200 to 210, increased the maximum range from 175 to 200, and increased the effective range from 100 to 115. I mean, no one really uses automatic weapon, so I guess that's why they probably buffed it a little bit. They also buffed burst mode, so increased the damage from 150, 165. I already felt like his burst mode was pretty good. Most players used that, as far as I know. And they changed his explosive dodge, so a little bit of quality of life change. To be honest, it's a good change, even though he's annoying to play against, but it's a good change. He now can dash in the air, so probably when getting general scrap, stuff like that, or when grappling to a wall and then being in the air, he can use his explosive dodge. But the bombs will only spawn if you're close to the ground, so you can't just, I don't know, somewhere in the air, use your explosive dodge and drop down the bombs. And which I really like is when the bombs spawn, they can now be destroyed. I really like it. Every time I played against it, I was like, yeah, I want to shoot that bomb, so why can't I shoot the bomb? So it's really good. In my opinion, they also should add it for Betty's hail of bombs, or however her Q is called. Because I don't know, why not? Just make it possible to destroy it. And they have like 300 HP, so not that much. I like it, could change it. And they also changed his overcharge, so reduced the time before the damage occurs. So it's a talent change. And besides that, they also changed his normal ultimate. It didn't work properly, so they just buffed it in some way. And they also buffed his card, the Fear, reduce your active cooldowns by 0.8 seconds after getting in a limb while in burst mode. Okay, I guess. I mean, yeah, that's actually better than I thought. I was like, yeah, okay, when being in burst mode, but you don't have to scope. I thought it was like scoping, but just being in burst mode, it's good. It's better than I thought. Yeah, I mean, it's good change. Right, some nerfs for Vora, or one nerf for Vora at least. Reduced the projectile size by 10% for her deadly scythe. I like it. I hate playing against Vora, so please give me more nerfs, but I guess it's fine. Just reduce the projectile size is already a good start, because I hate it. A projectile hitting me around the corner, hitting me around the box, I don't know, it's stupid. So I guess I'm really glad that they nerfed it. Let's talk about the last flank / DPS champion, Xin. Fan the Flames, reduce the cooldown of Bellow by 14% after getting a limb, and Heartless, increase your movement speed by 6% for 4 seconds after getting a limb. Overall got good buff, but I'm not sure. I think he didn't need it. I mean, yeah, they changed, as I said before, they changed the kill cards to limb cards, but Xin is already in a pretty good spot. He's really annoying to play against. But yeah, I guess overall for the DPS changes, good changes. As I said, I split it in 2 videos, 2 parts, so that's it for the DPS flank. Overall, generate changes, whatever video part. Thanks for watching this one. Let me already know what you think about it. If you're interested in supports and tanks, watch the next one. Both videos should be online at the same time. So thank you for watching. Always remember, don't forget, you guys are awesome.